Okay, so for this one, it wants us to draw the x-intercepts, the y-intercepts, the vertex, and the axis of symmetry. And then they want us to plot it and graph it. So let's start with the vertex. Well, I can find the vertex. Well, remember, this has got to be written like ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And so in this particular one, a is equal to 1, b is equal to 4, and c is equal to positive 3. Well, the vertex and the axis of symmetry that occurs at x equals, I think if I remember right, it's negative 2b over a. I got to remember. Hold on, let me think for a sec. No, it's negative b over 2a. I knew I'd screw it up. Getting a little rusty. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, my axis of symmetry should be at negative b, which is negative 4 over 2 times a, which is just negative 2. So, yep, that's what we have. X equals negative 2. So that's the line of symmetry. So now, what does that mean? Well, then my vertex, I can find my vertex by evaluating g of negative 2. And that gives me x squared, which is just negative 2 squared, plus 4 times x, but we're going to evaluate that at negative 2 plus 3. So I'm trying to find the y value. So then I've got g of negative 2 equals, this becomes positive 4 because negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4. 4 times negative 2 is a negative 8, and then we tack on the 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 minus 8 is negative 1. In other words, the vertex occurs at negative 2, comma, negative 1. That's the vertex. The y-intercept occurs when x equals 0. So now I can reevaluate this whole thing. G of 0 is equal to 0 squared plus 4 times 0 plus 3. Well, 0 and 0, anything times 0 is just 0. So those two terms go to 0. 0 plus 3 is just 3. So this occurs at 0 plus 3, 0 comma 3. So that's right. Now, I got to find the x-intercepts. Now, the x-intercepts occur when y equals 0. In other words, 0 equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. Now, if I factor this, it's going to be x plus 1 times x plus 3. So y equals 0 at those two things. And I'll zoom out so you can write everything down. I realize I'm going kind of fast. So then x plus 1 equals 0. Actually, why don't I just zoom out now so you guys can fit everything on there. X plus 1 equals 0 and x plus 3 equals 0. So then x equals -1 and x equals -3. So these points right here, -1 comma 0, that's that point. This point right here is -3 comma 0. Okay. So mathematically, and we could have just graphed this in a graphing calculator, but algebraically we found all these answers. What are you expected to do? Just graph what's graphed. But I want you to know the process and how you graph it. Okay, so I'll leave that up there for a second for you guys to copy.